So we're here tonight at the Wynwood Pride. You know, it's Pride Month happening right now. So we just want to get a couple of questions from you guys. So who are you here to see tonight?
I'm seeing Azalea Banks tonight.
Azalea Banks.
Yeah.
And then
Also
Cupcake.
Cupcake.
Daniel Renee.
Daniel Renee.
No one.
Honestly,
And everyone.
whoever the hell I meet tonight, if we can get in.
Quick question, who is your favorite LGBT artist?
I'll say Cupcake.
I have to say Doja Cat.
Halsey, but Queen is way up there.
And Gaga.
Yeah, Gaga.
Who is your favorite content creator or like social media personality who's part of the LGBT community?
I'm not sure if Z-Way identifies as LGBTQ, but if she doesn't, I give her, a pass.
I would say Naomi Smalls. But Naomi Smalls is a drag queen. She was kind of the reason why I started drag. So she's like my drag inspiration. So that's why she is my influencer that I follow.
How do you feel about Bud Light sponsoring this event even though it's supporting anti-gay bills?
Wow. That's fucked up.
That is fucked up. That is fucked up.
That's messed up. I
To
didn't
me,
expect
it
that.
sounds like they just want the publicity, but they're not even like fully supporting.
I
But like
didn't know
doesn't
that.
even taste good, so.
I didn't know that till now.
That's a little upsetting. I didn't know that. I have seen over the years Bud Light be one of the main sponsors for Prides for as long as I've been attending Pride. So it's a little shocking and it's disappointing to know that.
You know the Stonewall in New York, correct?
Correct.
They actually did a protest for that when I'm describing. They're like no longer serving Bud Light at any of their events.
Case by case, beer flows from the hands of New Yorkers into the gutters outside the Stonewall Inn.
The reality is we don't necessarily want to call people out. We want to call people in. We want to have a conversation, a difficult conversation, saying we appreciate when you support our community.
The Stonewall Inn co-owner Stacy Lentz says this public pour-out of Anheuser-Busch beers like Bud Light and Michelob Ultra is in response to political donations to lawmakers who are behind anti-trans bills. Community members at the pour-out demand Anheuser-Busch stop donating to anti-LGBTQ legislators and commit to using its lobbying efforts to advance the Equality Act.
No, that's good, and they should definitely take that action to let these companies know that we don't appreciate those behaviors that they do.
From a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel like gay-friendly America is?
6.5.
I think it's very friendly.
It's very friendly, although like some places you go to, it won't be.
As long as we have the freedom and the right to be able to kind of fight for what we want, that's enough. Because there's always power in number.
Preach, preach.
I give it like a solid 3. I would say, it depends on where you're at. Most states have places where there's more accepting, but overall as a whole, I don't think we are all there yet. Definitely not where we should be, and I think at least a 5 is what we deserve, but definitely a 3.
They're not.
They're not.
They're definitely not friendly at all. They're trying because people are getting mad, but it's like it's like really low standard. It's bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, we live in a society that they all just want to gain money from somebody else, and hence, since gay people barely get representation, we're going to take whatever the hell we can get, and when whatever the hell we can get is from hypocritical people, it just sucks.
The movement is starting. It's going to take some time. A lot of fucking time. But it's started, and it's getting somewhere, and it's actually moving.
You don't sound confident in that.
I'm so confident. Right, I'm confident because eventually all the people who don't support LGBTQ are going to die, as gruesome as that sounds. But we're going to be able to stay here and rule in some way or another.
How do you feel about 51% of Americans that are supporting the Don't Say Gay bill that's happening right now?
So I'm not from Florida. I'm from Chicago, and I think that in the last 6 months we've experienced a really quick pivot. Starting with trans people, starting with anti-trans laws, now expanding to anti-gay laws. Next year, next Pride, we will be under complete and utter assault. I think that a lot of capitalist corporations will stop even pretending to care about us. And we have no one to blame but ourselves because we fed this capitalist bullshit for this many decades, and we set this up for ourselves.
I mean, the name of it is "Don't Say Gay," but it's nowhere in the bill does it say gay. Now, me personally, I think in schools, kids feel more comfortable than with parents, especially in this city where it's a lot of Latin American culture. It's very difficult. A lot of people are unfortunately stuck in older generations. Their minds aren't open up to a lot of new things, and that's the issue. It has nothing to do with the schools. It has to do more with the homes. And once we educate adults more about what's going on, then they won't need to go to the teachers in schools. You get me? But to a certain extent, you gotta leave certain things at the home. You're just a teacher to teach. You're not really there to, in a sense, be a parent. You get what I mean? But again, at the same time, it starts with the home. You know, once we educate the adults, then the adults can teach that to the kids. And until we get to that point,
it's about educating yourself
100%,
before you
being open-minded about it
start
and learning some new things.
Yeah,
a lot of people are so close-minded. You know what I mean? And that's one of the main issues, the close-mindedness. You know.
How do you feel about the term rainbow capitalism?
It's accurate. It's colors. It's a spectacle. It's just meant to distract us from our queer liberation, which will never be achieved by buying shit.
And my last question is, what do you feel about the LGBTQ car right there?
That cop car brings a lot of hope because it shows like more prosperity, more acceptance to the community. So I like that. That cop car is very nice.
I think it's great and it's amazing. It's nice to see.
Disgusting cops are pigs.
Fuck that guy.
I don't like cops.
Like,
I'm an
"Hello,
immigrant,
you're not bad."
so me and cops don't really get along. Honestly, at this point, I just don't mind cops pretending to care about us. And then the ones that do care, like the very few, good to them, because they're at least standing up for what they care about, even if the rest just are against it.
It looks flaming, but not flaming enough, if you get what I mean.
Elaborate.
Fire.
I see.